The loss of sandwich shop owner Scott Brooks hurt so many, and how the community reacted after his death is proof of that.
Yeah, the support was immediate and constant as police looked for Brooks' killer for months, and today they did make an arrest. And Scott's twin brother David expressed how much all of the support has meant to them.
Kudos to the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Department. They were absolutely resilient. The people in the NoDa community is just absolutely, I don't have words to describe what kind of family they actually are. They have more faith, more trust in this community than anything that I've ever seen in my life.
Anchor Ellison Lottis got the tip about the arrest this morning.
And she is leading our team coverage tonight live from outside the Brooks Sandwich Shop in NoDa.
Scott and Erica, the business closed in the last hour. And just to give you an example of how kind, compassionate, and giving the Brooks family is, Scott's twin brother David came out to thank the media as he was leaving this evening, and he even gave me a hug and said, "Thank you for your coverage." And it's not about us, it's about that family, but that just goes to show you how they're putting others before themselves and just how thoughtful they are. Let's go live to NoDa Brewery tonight, where we want to show you where the Brooks family is honoring Scott right now, just a mile from Brooks Sandwich House. They're doing it at one of the breweries serving the Too Blessed to Be Stressed beer. It was created in Scott's memory, and all of the money from it will be going to Habitat for Humanity, a charity really near and dear to the Brooks family. And I'd like to bring in my colleague, reporter Mark Becker. Mark, you were able to help confirm the arrest today and break it on Twitter for us on Channel 9, and you actually spoke with David earlier today.
Yeah, and David said he never gave up hope that police would make an arrest in Scott's murder here at the sandwich shop. But even then, when he got the news from a detective this morning, it was hard to know what to think.
I'm not sure if it starts the healing process or not, because, nothing's going to bring my brother back.
David Brooks waited through 3 months of hope and heartbreak, searching for the right words to express just how it felt to finally hear that police had arrested a suspect in his brother's murder.
And I'm trying to process all this right now. Will you receive a blessing out of such a tragedy?
I can't imagine what it would be like. My heart goes out to them for what they've had to go through.
This afternoon, Major Cam Selvey said detectives never gave up on a case that was challenging from the beginning, when all they had to work with were some shadowy surveillance pictures of 2 suspects. He wouldn't say what finally pointed them to this apartment complex in North Charlotte this morning, and the suspect they arrested there, 33-year-old Terry Connor Jr., a man with a violent past. Court and prison records show that Connor spent 6 years in prison for shooting 2 people in a violent home invasion. He was released just 3 months before police say he murdered Scott Brooks here. And I asked Major Selvey if he could be a suspect in other murders as well.
There is always some serious consideration. I know where you're trying to go, and I would love to help you with it.
He stopped there, but sources tell us that they are seriously looking at Connor as a suspect, possibly in other homicide cases here. Meanwhile, they're also looking, Allison, for the second suspect. There were 2 of them involved in Scott Brooks' murder here. Police working on that, so this case far from closed.
Very much open, very active, and we still see the sign here in the sandwich shop asking people to come forward with any tips. Mark?
$21,000 reward, yep.
Thank you. And just minutes after Mark was able to break the arrest on Twitter for us, the Brooks Sandwich Shop Instagram account posted this, a screen grab of our story with the caption, "We are finally getting some peace of mind. We've been praying for this day, and it's finally here. We are too blessed to be stressed." It was a similar reaction from people we spoke with.
I was very pleased and happy. I wanted to shout for joy. Justice is done.
No, I'm happy. I'm glad they did.
And it's that type of community support that we've seen since this tragedy in December. The day after Scott Brooks' death, there was a big turnout at the sandwich shop to remember him. People shared stories about their connection to the Brooks family dating back decades. Everyone just doing what they could to let the family know they cared. It was nearly 2 months before Brooks reopened, but when it did, it was another incredible showing from the community. Hundreds of people lined up, waiting there to place their orders, and offered hugs to David Brooks. Brooks said it was not an easy decision to reopen, but his daughters and managers convinced him it was the right thing to do. But back here outside the sandwich shop, they have made some changes. Scott Brooks' murder happened before 5 o'clock in the morning when he was coming to open up the restaurant. It was dark outside. So now Brooks' Sandwich Shop no longer serves breakfast. They did that so that all of the employees could arrive together in the daylight as an extra added layer of safety. Scott and Erica.
And Allison, with this story, it just shows that out of the tragedy that so many have been brought together, the community even gathering around each other more after what happened.
I'm certainly glad that they can start to heal tonight. Thank you, Allison.